Here's why I should tell the girl you're dating right now, I love you. And do it first, and do it quickly. No, this is not clickbait. I mean that shit. I don't want you to wait for a minimum of 3 months or wait till she says it first. I want you to go up to her and tell her you're ready to give her your love. I know, crazy piece of advice, right? A lot of dating coaches out there, and especially those in the Redpill space, will tell you to do the exact opposite. Case in point, the thumbnail right below me. It literally says, never tell her I love you. By the way, unrelated piece of information, but you can zoom in on TikTok videos now. These guys behind me are a small sample size of the vast majority of people out there that'll tell you not to say I love you to women too quickly or too soon. The problem with this kind of thinking is that it's very juvenile. And worse off, it puts you in reaction to the girl because you can't do anything until she does it first. That makes her the leader. And what do I always tell you guys? Be proactive about your dating. Now don't get it twisted, I understand why they're saying it. And quite simply, it's because it's one of the simplest ways to control the flow of validation from you to your woman. However, that is a very simplistic and low-level way of thinking. It's like, why worry about giving your power away if you never exercise your power in the first place, right? Well, by definition, that just makes you powerless. Not exercising your power is, by definition, powerlessness. Not saying I love you too quickly or saying it first before the girl does might temporarily artificially control the flow of validation from you to her. But it sucks as a long-term solution for 2 main reasons. One, you pedestalize the word I love you, so now it becomes a lot more special and a lot more powerful than it really should be. As someone that grew up in a society that isn't Western, I can tell you for a fact, I love you means nothing in the long run. But if you grew up in a Western gynocentric social order that prioritizes romance, then I can see how you think saying I love you is a big deal or a milestone. It really isn't. Which brings me to the second point. The moment you say I love you after pedestalizing it for months in a relationship with this girl, you completely relinquish all the power that word has to her, which puts you automatically in the one-down position. It would be a totally different story if you just said the words I love you in passing like it was nothing. Don't forget, this is your relationship. You get to dictate how this goes. So if you don't want saying I love you to be a big deal, then it's not going to be if you choose. In my opinion, the better solution is to consciously control the flow of validation between you and your girl, instead of trying to artificially bottleneck it. It's not going to work that way. You want to be the kind of guy that can give and retract your validation at will. Don't forget, the basis of all game is operant conditioning, which means you must have the ability to validate her and retract your validation from her at will. You need to become the kind of guy that can truly, deeply, fully love her on Monday, and then choose consciously to take your love away from her by Tuesday morning. Then if she behaves better by Wednesday, you can give her some love. And if she gets too comfortable, strip it away from her by Thursday afternoon. Now, to be completely honest, even in my relationships, whenever I do this, at some point I get accused of not truly loving her because of my ability to give and take away my love at will. Because love is supposed to be this uncontrollable swirling up of emotions. You're not supposed to have any conscious control over the way you give love, right? Wrong. Don't forget what I told you. Western society, gynocentric social order. The men on this part of the world have been taught to behave like women. And women are a slave to their emotions. As a man, one of our many superpowers is that we are not slaves to our emotions. Thank God. As a man, you have the ability to truly, deeply love a girl and still choose to leave her ass. It's great. And trust me, it doesn't take a lot of effort either. So I understand people out there that want to tell you not to validate women at all. But there are levels to this shit, and I personally know we can be playing this game a lot better. Stop trying to stifle yourself in order to stop the flow of validation. Just become masterful at manipulating validation at will.